Okay, so today my dad is having me polish the headlights on this car because they're dull and they don't work too great. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so the first step is you have to use masking tape around the edges so you don't ruin the other parts of the car with the buffing tool. So I'm going to do a time lapse of that. Okay, so this is what the other side looks like. And I was also informed that I don't have to tape around the turn signal. So I just taped around the headlight. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to assemble the power buffer. So this is a 6-inch foam pad that you put on top, and the packaging looks like this. It's from LAUR, but you want to make sure that it's perfectly straight on top. So you just really make sure it's aligned. Oops. Like, line up the edges. Make sure it's perfect, like that, and then it's all set. Okay, so actually before I plug it in, I'm gonna take my fingers and just kind of spread it around. You might want to rinse your fingers off after this because I'm pretty sure it has a bunch of chemicals and stuff, but you know, it's fine. So now I'm gonna plug it in. Is it still full? Yeah. Like that. Okay, so now it's time to actually buff it, and I have a buffer like this. I spread in the goop a little, and this turns it on ours, and this controls the speed. So I'm gonna do it at a pretty low speed, so I think I'm gonna do it like 3 or so, and then you just wanna turn it on and move around. Okay, now I'm gonna do this side. So what I have to do, I have to put some more of the polishing compound, this stuff, onto the buffer. So we have a fresh start. You don't want to put too much. I'd say probably like that. Can't really show it without it dripping. And then what I do so it doesn't like splatter everywhere, I previously said, just want to rub it in like so. I'm going to list a couple of the key factors in buffing before we begin to prevent any accidents and stuff. So you don't want to keep it in the same spot for too long. You always want to be moving it around like in a circular motion or just back and forth. You don't want to just, because that can burn through. And also you want to make sure that you don't have too much of this on because it'll splatter everywhere like I previously mentioned. We also don't want too little. So I think that's important. And another key factor is you want to make sure you're holding this tightly. You want to grip it, like hold like that and like that, to make sure that you don't lose control of it at all or anything like that. And I want to emphasize the masking tape as well so it doesn't ruin the paint or anything like that. And at the end, you also do have to wax it so the sun doesn't ruin it. And I will show that too. Do that. So I'm going to quickly show you kind of how to do it. So you grip it like this, turn it on. I like to start slowly, and I think it's good to always go slowly so you don't burn through or anything. Just turn it on. So it's all buffed, and I already actually started wiping it off with this. But another thing I forgot to mention is when you put your buffer thingy down, you don't want to put it down with the foam pad facing the floor because then it can get all sorts of dirt and a bunch of stuff in it. And that will scratch this up, and you don't want to do that because then you have to buff it again. So also, you don't want to put this on the ground either. Like, it's best not to, but it's not as big of a deal because you'll probably see if there's any dirt or stuff in it. Anyways, you just want to wipe that off, and like so, and I'll finish wiping it off, and then we can wax. So I finished wiping that one off, and I think they look pretty even. This one I think is a little more polished. Like, it doesn't really show, but you know, I mean this one on the right. This is the right. That one looks a little more polished, but I think they look pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to wax it. This protects from the sun. You should probably do it about once every year. And this one is from Meguiar's. It's cleaner wax. Looks like this. It's #1 selling in a red container. Very nice. So I think most waxes, this is cleaner wax for cars, most cleaner wax should come with like a little foam pad or thingy inside it, and you just want to take it and get some wax on it. Don't want to clump it up like I just did. Just kind of get wax on it like that. Just do a light coat all over, just like that. I'm gonna do a little on this side, kind of remove any excess. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna do the other side too, but you wanna let this dry to a haze, I'd say for about 10 minutes or so, and then you can wipe it off. Look like this right after putting the wax on. Okay, so I think they've dried to a haze. Let me check. Yep, it feels dry. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag and I'm gonna wipe it all off. Oh, and I also did a quick outfit change. I got these pants. Everyone says that they're really ugly, but you know, I think they're great. I kind of like the ugliness. Okay, so just wipe it off like so. See? And then the other side, swipe it off. Wipe. It looks really nice. Look at that. Look at how amazing. These pants were also like $2. I thrifted them. So, you know, I think they're pretty good. They've got a bunch of pockets. They've got this nice little design. They're kind of ripped because I ripped them because they used to be like up to here. So I took out like a bunch of seams to make them somewhat longer. But that's okay. I think they're great. Anyways, this is what the car looks like. Okay, so that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned a little something. If you didn't already know how to do this, I hope this helped.